Hello, I'm Pastor Hutton from Blue Ridge Baptist Church, and this week I want to talk with you about what I think is some pretty serious stuff, and you will too, I'm sure. I think one of the things that we're facing today is a truly changed a world that is changing fast, and these changes are creating, I think, some incredible needs in the lives of people. People are losing their jobs. People are working harder, making less money. There's more homeless. There's more poor people. Marriages are struggling. Younger people are finding it difficult to get the kinds of jobs that they need. And then there's all kinds of new issues that we're having to deal with regard to marriage and other social problems that we're facing. We still have the war on drugs. We still have people that solve their issues with self-medicating, with alcohol and other kinds of substances. And so I think one of the questions that we have to ask is how, as believers, do we live in a world like this? How do we function ourselves in our own families and our own lives? And then how do we become transformational in terms of affecting the lives of other people? And while I would not pretend to have all of those answers, I would say this. I think there's been way too much said about the church today dying. And I realize that in individual situations, there are some churches that have um, and some churches that are. But in general, I don't think that's really what's occurring. I think what's occurring is the church is becoming. It's becoming the church that I believe God wants it to be. And by that I mean we are, in a way, being forced to get out into the world and get out into our communities and work with people that need jobs, that need places to live. In some cases, they need bigger places to live because they have a big family, they're living in small places. Um, Now, we don't see this as much in suburbia as we do in the urban areas, but certainly there are other problems in the suburban areas. But the point is that if we're going to be the church in the world, we can no longer stay hidden within the four walls of our buildings. We have to absolutely get out into the community and begin getting involved in the lives of these people. We can't just hand food to them, although we need to do that. We certainly can't just put gas in their car, um, but we need to do that. But we not only need to give a hand out, we need to give a hand up. And not only in terms of helping them get their lives done in some meaningful way in this life, but also introducing them to a relationship with Jesus Christ so that they can spend eternity with God as well when they pass from this life to the next. But for you and me, we can't sit still and just watch. And we can no longer expect people just to line up at the door, march in when it's open, and sit on the front row in church. We have to go out there and connect with the community and with individual people. We have to work with them, and it's messy and it's difficult and it's hard. So I guess my challenge to you is for you just to begin thinking about that, and don't look at it from the perspective that the church is dying or the church is failing. Look at it from the standpoint of the church is becoming what God needs it to be, and we're being forced in a way to finally realize that. I hope you realize that, and certainly we here at Blue Ridge do. And we invite you to come join us in not only standing up for Jesus, but standing up for our community as well.